Welcome everyone to this top 10 video of Season 1 of Universe Mode, as we're going to go through the list as we're going to decide who are the top 10 performers of Season 1 Universe Mode in 2K17. And of course, number 10 is Class Bar. And why he's number 10 in Season 1? Well, let's go over his resume. He debuted, formed the Horsemen of Class in Season 1. Eventually went on to win the NXT Tag Team titles with Jack Gallagher. Held them for quite some time, also winning the Hardcore title. And eventually capping off Season 1 with an NXT title win in the voted number 1 match of Season 1 Universe Mode. This guy is a walking aura about him whenever he stepped into the ring in Season 1, and that is why he is making number 10 on the list. A couple honorable mentions that did not make the list are Harvey, Colt Lee, DJRC, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar. And, I'm sure there's plenty of others. Every other wrestler that didn't make it. But number 9 are the Dudley Boyz. Now, of course, everybody may be wondering, why the Dudley Boyz? Let's see, they personified the tag team division in Season 1, winning the Raw Tag Team titles 3 times, and eventually losing the titles for the very last time at WrestleMania to the Bullet Club, Gallows and Anderson. But they held the titles for an unbelievable amount of time in Season 1, and winning it a record-setting 3 times, and it's only a matter of time before that record is broken. But as of right now, it stands as the most tag team title wins by any team in Universe Mode. That is why they are number 9 on the list. And then we have number 8 coming out next. Number 8 is Matt King. Of course, struggling in his early start, but of course winning the NXT Tag Team titles with Mr. Samuel before his faction, the Iron Wall, was ultimately broken up. And eventually bound on his way to trying to win the NXT title, but have ultimately failed. Goes onto the main roster, wins the Raw or United States title twice. Goes on to fight Nakamura at Elimination Chamber. And then the Raw after, winning his right to go to WrestleMania against Nakamura to make it a triple threat match in the main event, and walking away the WWE champion. Not the best resume, but that is why he is number 8. Number 7 on the list is Yuri Yamashita. And this man truly is one of the best workers in WWE, and in Season 1 he definitely proved that he is definitely one of the best performers in the ring when it came to being NXT champion, clocking in one of the best arguably the best Iron Man match of Universe Mode so far against CM Punk to win the NXT title. Also won the NXT Tag Team titles with Sin Cara, and ultimately put on a great match against Kane, Cody Rhodes, and then having that being one of the other members in that 5-star match for Class Bar to win that NXT title in NXT TakeOver Dallas. But he definitely put on one heck of a show for the whole world in the back half of Season 1. And all you need to do is just give this man an opportunity, and you will see why he is a phenomenal wrestler. Coming in at number 6 is Samuel Armstrong, and he would have been higher, except he didn't cap off his career or season quite like others on this list. But he started NXT, winning the Hardcore title several times, winning the NXT Television Championship, fighting Brock Lesnar twice in the ring. Ultimately, the second one was at WrestleMania, walking away with a massive win, and also winning the Intercontinental title. This man is a walking, dominating, destroying machine in Season 1 and felt unbelievably unstoppable, untouchable when it came to everybody else in the ring and on how many accolades he's won compared to everybody else. And he's also the man that spent the longest amount of time in the Royal Rumble, total in the 2 Royal Rumbles, but that's for a later time. But he definitely earned his spot here in the top 10 list for Season 1. Number 5 is the man of SmackDown Live, Seth Rollins, holding the undisputed title, later named the World Heavyweight Championship for Season 2, for an unbelievable amount of time. And whenever you thought of SmackDown Live in Season 1, you probably thought of Seth Rollins, mainly because he was the unstoppable face of SmackDown Live and just put on phenomenal matches with Alberto Del Rio, ultimately getting injured by Del Rio. And Rollins, of course, fought at WrestleMania to win back the later named the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm putting on phenomenal matches, being one of the longest reigning champions, world champions, in Universe Mode history. Coming in at number 4 is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, winning the WWE Championship twice and the United States Championship once in Season 1, and ultimately beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania Season 1. I mean, this man topped off his amazing performance on Raw every single show, proving why he is one of the best performers in the ring and outside the ring. He could not go wrong at any point. But still, there are 3 others that have performed better in Season 1 than the phenomenal one. And coming in at number 3 is Tyler the King Wolf. And why he's number 3? Well, he officially holds the record for the longest single run with any championship in Universe Mode history, holding the NXT title for 27 episodes, and no one has managed to top it since he won it and held it. He also won the Undisputed title before getting injured, so he also became a world champion before getting injured by Triple H and putting on arguably the best match of WrestleMania Season 1 against the King of Kings. And definitely was the ultimate face of NXT in Season 1. And coming in at number 2, it was a definitely hard choice to decide between number 1 and number 2, but number 2 is Mr. Samuel. And of course, when you think about Mr. Samuel's resume in Season 1, it's hard to argue that he shouldn't be on this list. He won the NXT Tag Team titles with Matt King, won the Money in the Bank briefcase, held it until Survivor Series, where he cashed in on Shinsuke Nakamura to win the WWE Championship, held the belt all the way to WrestleMania, had great matches with Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, and even survived The Rock, John Cena, and several others in the Elimination Chamber. And of course, he ultimately lost at WrestleMania to Matt King, but he definitely has one of the longest World Championship reigns in history so far in Universe Mode, which definitely speaks volume for the custom wrestler, Mr. Samuel. And of course, number one on the list was Shinsuke Nakamura. And you may be thinking, how? How did he top Mr. Samuel? Well, he had an amazing, even though he came in late into the seasons, he had a great debut match against The Rock. He had an amazing battle against AJ Styles to win the WWE Championship, held the title till Survivor Series, until he ultimately was cashed in on by Mr. Samuel. He entered into the Royal Rumble at number 30 and ultimately won the Royal Rumble. And of course, he battled Matt King at Elimination Chamber, putting on a fantastic 15-minute Iron Man match in a draw, as Matt King had challenged Nakamura for the right to go to WrestleMania. And if Matt King won, he would be added into the triple threat match. They clashed in an epic rematch in the Raw before WrestleMania Season 1, where Matt King ultimately won for the top 3 guys of Monday Night Raw to clash at WrestleMania. And even though Nakamura didn't win, he certainly was the biggest name of Season 1. And if I left anybody out, let me know down in the comments below. And if you think somebody else should have been higher or lower, feel free to give your opinions if you want. Hope you all enjoy this top 10 video. Stay tuned for the continuation of Universe Mode and possibly a Season 2 top 10 list. This is MadLauder53 signing out. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you choose. And as always, suit up, Guardians.